So for the May 2019 Great Film Throwback Day, we're going to take a look at the Best Picture of 1954, On the Waterfront, starring an incredible cast including the iconic Marlon Brando, Eva Marie Saint in her very first film performance, which actually got her the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, Lee Cobb, who is also well known for a stellar performance in 12 Angry Men, and of course the legendary Rod Steiger. This is the story of a former prize fighter named Terry Malloy, who is played by Marlon Brando, who now works on the docks in New Jersey as a longshoreman, leading a blue-collar life. But one of the few things that is very much well known in the community, as well as those who work on the shore docks, is that there is a great deal of corruption, particularly with ties to the mob with the union leaders. And turns out that the union leader that Marlon Brando's character works for, named Johnny Friendly, is probably one of the most deceitful and most corrupt of the union leaders who work with the mob. So Terry, even though he knows it's going on, even there are certain points in time where he does help them for the sake of just making sure that he survives to work another day, suddenly realizes that it is going too far, and due to meeting one of the local women there, who happened to find out that her brother was a victim of this corruption, tries to tell Terry to go and stand up to these guys and make a difference. And Terry has to officially make a decision. Is he going to try and make the change, or is he just going to spend his days trying to survive again? So this, of course, is a movie that I know I should have seen a long time ago. It's known as one of the greatest films of all time. It also has one of the most iconic lines in all of film history, which was, "I could have been somebody." So now that I've finally seen it, I will say that this is definitely one of the most well-made movies that I have seen, especially for the 1950s. It's not one of those most extremely glamorous movies that people can look back on today and say, wow, that was an absolutely groundbreaking film. No, it's got a very good story, it's very well acted, it's got some of the greatest performances from some of the most iconic actors in the industry, and it was really great to actually see a movie starring Marlon Brando that wasn't The Godfather. I haven't really seen many of his movies, even though I praise him to no avail. It was just finally a breath of fresh air to see one of his younger works, and he really did a fantastic job as Terry Malloy. I also thought that the story was very gripping. I mean, it started off a little bit slow, but then it really picked up, and one of the few things that I really appreciated was the development of Terry Malloy. I love how he just starts off as just an average, decent guy who is always pining for the good old days, but at the same time, he still knows that he has a life to live. But then things just keep getting under his skin. He finally starts to observe, be aware of the community, and realize that what is going on is wrong, and it was only a matter of time before he was affected, which is one of the main reasons why he never really did much and just stood by. But when he finally gets affected, he realizes enough is enough, and he is going to channel that past version of himself to try and bring down the mob and the corrupt union leaders. I really did enjoy this film. It was very good, very dramatic, one of those truly classic dramatic films that basically was the golden age of Hollywood before we saw those drastic changes in the 1960s and 70s. I would definitely say that if you are a true film appreciator like myself, it's one of those movies that you should definitely give a try. But I will say that its only downfall is it really doesn't stand the test of time. I mean, it is a very well done film, but when you take a look at a movie that, even though it has great acting, great characters, great drama, it's just one of those things that we have seen even after the 1950s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. They've all taken the style of drama and hyped it up, made it more forward, make it more extreme, going into classic stories and making newer stories. It's one of those few that we could say is definitely where the true dramatic film has its roots, and it is definitely something that we can truly appreciate as a whole, but not necessarily say that it was one of the greatest films of all time. I will say that for the 1950s, it was definitely definitely worthy of Best Pictures, which is why I am very glad to see that it did win, as well as all the other actors that did get nominated, because of course they all went on to bigger and better projects. Is it a movie that I would want to see again? I wouldn't necessarily say that it would be, but it is definitely one of those films that I would say if you want to see some of the true great classics, On the Waterfront is definitely one of them. And is it a movie that I would like to get on DVD? I don't believe so. Even though it is a well-done film, it's just not one of those movies that I can see that has the rewatchability of some of my personal all-time favorites. But still, once again, another great classic film seen by me, under my belt. I am a better film appreciator for it, and I am going to give On the Waterfront a 3 stars out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss On the Waterfront, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.